What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be bringing you a brand new Corporeal Beast guide for 2021. And in this guide we'll be going over the various tactics used when soloing the Corporeal Beast. Also in this guide we'll be going over the different requirements, recommendations, and why you should be killing the Corporeal Beast in the first place. Also we will be going over the different steps, attacks, and other mechanics of the Corporeal Beast. Now without further ado, let's hop right into it. Now let's get into reasons why you should be doing the Corporeal Beast. The Corporeal Beast generates a large sum of money, bringing in a whopping 2.1 million to 2.5 million GP per hour. Another great thing about the Corporeal Beast is that if you get really lucky, you can get massive drops early on, with the Elysian Spirit Shield being worth close to 1 billion GP, as well as the other sigils being worth anywhere from 150 to 50 million GP. As well, the Corporeal Beast is a fairly low difficulty boss compared to its other counterparts and how much potential you can make. Most of the Corporeal Beast is fairly AFK, especially after you get through the beginning part. Now let's get into the requirements to do the Corporeal Beast. There are 4 items that I will consider requirements since this is a solo corp guide. That being the Zamorakian Spear, the Dragon Warhammer, Arclight, and the Bandos God Sword. You will need all 4 of these items to be able to survive the Corporeal Beast fight. Now let's get into my recommendations before fighting the Corporeal Beast. One of my first recommendations is to have 90 plus attack and strength. You will need this to be able to hit the Corporeal Beast accurately with your specs, as well as you'll need these stats for your overall DPS. Next, I would recommend 70 defense, as well as 70 prayer. You'll need the 70 defense for Carol's armor as well as general defense. And you'll need the prayer for protect from magic and piety. Lastly, these are 2 recommendations I think that are closer to requirements than just regular recommendations. But since you could do the fight without them, I can't put them into the requirements. First being the Ornate Pool. You will need this to recharge your health, stats, and special bar every time you teleport back to home. Next, I would recommend having a high level jewelry box for easy teleports to the Corporeal Beast cave. What to worry about when you're fighting the Corporeal Beast? One of the main things to worry about when you're fighting the Corporeal Beast is that the Corporeal Beast has 3 different attack types. First being 3 different basic magic attacks, a melee attack, and a stomp attack. The first magic attack does a max hit of 65, as well as only targets 1 player at a time. The next basic magic attack has a max hit of 65, but also has a chance to drain 1 or 2 points of your magic or prayer level. For the third magic attack, the Corporeal Beast will fire its attack where its target is currently standing, but then will break off into an AoE attack in a 3x3 square. The main attack has a max hit of 40. As well, if you're standing on the perimeter of the attack, it has a max hit of 30. Lastly, if you're hit with one of the missiles shot from the original attack, it has a max hit of 20. When fighting the Corporeal Beast, you also will not be able to utilize the full effect of your Protect from Magic prayer. When using Protect from Magic against the Corporeal Beast, you will only protect from about 33% of the damage dealt. Next, let's talk about the Corporeal Beast's melee attack. The Corporeal Beast's melee attack has a max hit of 33 and will be used only when you are within melee range of the Corporeal Beast. The Corporeal Beast also only uses this attack 40% of the time when you are standing next to it. Lastly, for the Corporeal Beast basic attacks, the Corporeal Beast will do a stomp attack. This attack is only done when a player is underneath the Corporeal Beast. The Corporeal Beast will do anywhere from 30 to 51 damage with the stomp attack. It will never hit a 0. The Corporeal Beast will check about every 7 ticks to see if somebody is underneath him before performing the attack. The last thing to worry about when fighting the Corporeal Beast, and probably one of the most important mechanics of the fight, is the Dark Energy Core. The Dark Energy Core has a 1 in 8 chance of spawning when you hit the Corporeal Beast for more than 32 damage. It also has a chance to spawn with every attack that you make against the Corporeal Beast while it has under 1000 HP. The core will jump to a player's location, then after landing will deal anywhere from 5 to 13 damage rapidly, while also healing the Corporeal Beast for the damage dealt to you. The core can be killed during the fight, but will also have a chance of respawning whenever the other criteria is met. You are, however, able to kill the core for the entire duration of the fight using one simple trick. You will want to walk a few spaces away from the Corporeal Beast and before the dark core jumps onto you. Then equip your BGS because it has the highest max hit and spam click the tile underneath you. Once the core jumps to you, you will then attack the core and move 2 squares to the west. You will know you've done the trick properly is after the core has been killed, no ashes spawn underneath it. You will then be able to carry on with the kill with no longer having to deal with the dark energy core. Now let's get into gear setups. There are a few different gear setups, but I'm really going to only go over one. You obviously can also bring full Elite Void over the setup that I have here, while also bringing all the rings and helmets, weapons, just changing out the Nades to Knot face guard as well as the Carol's top and bottom. But in this guide, I'll be recommending using those just due to the higher defense bonuses that are given with this setup, as well as when you do the math, compared to the Void setup, this is pretty close to the same DPS as Elite Void. Now I know there's a lot going on in this inventory, so let's just break it out one at a time. You'll always be wearing your Rada's Blessing, Amulet of Torture, Carol's top and Carol's bottom, Pegasian boots or dragon boots, and your Ferocious gloves or Barrow's gloves. The rest of your setup will get switched around depending on what phase of the fight you're in. As you can see, the first phase of the fight, you will always be using your Dragon Warhammer, so that you will want to bring your Dwarven Helmet, Mythical Cape, Dragon Defender, and Tyrannical Ring Eye. You bring these items to raise your crush bonus as high as you reasonably can without breaking the bank. After you've done all your Dragon Warhammer specs, you will then be switching to your Warrior Helm, Arclight, Warrior's Ring, and Fire Cape. This will bring your slash bonus as high as possible, again for the most reasonable cost. After that, I would then suggest equipping a BGS and your Berserker Ring Eye to get off your BGS spec. And the last stage of the fight, after you've done all your specs with all your weapons, you will switch to your Nades to Knot face guard and either your Crystal Halberd or Zamoraking Hasta, whatever you have. You will give your 3 specs with your Crystal Halberd and switch to the Zamoraking Hasta for the duration of the fight, other than to switch to the Crystal Halberd again for any other additional specs you get during the fight. I would also recommend bringing 1 Divine Super Combat Potion and 2 Super Restore Potions. Now you can bring Prayer Potions over Super Restore Potions, but this is what I had, so this is what I'm using. You also want to leave 1 inventory space for when you switch over to your BGS and you will no longer be able to equip your Dragon Defender. You'll want to bring some sort of teleport out to your home. You can either bring a rune pouch or home teleports. Since you'll be teleporting home so often, I do recommend the rune pouch method. And since we'll be using the rune pouch method for home teleports, this is why we are not using thralls during the fight. I find that you save more money from home teleports than you make through DPS with the thralls. Now you can bring thralls if you want to increase kill speed, and the rest of your inventory should be filled with some sort of high healing food. You don't need anglerfish, that's just what I have available, so that's what I'm using. This is my recommended setup for the solo Corporeal Beast fight. Now let's talk about how to get to the Corporeal Beast. The easiest method to get to the Corporeal Beast is using the Games Necklace and teleporting directly to the Corporeal Beast Cave. The Corporeal Beast Cave is located in level 21 Wilderness, right next to a Wilderness obelisk. But don't worry, the Games Necklace teleports you directly inside of the Corporeal Beast Cave, so you won't have to worry about the Wilderness. It is helpful to have an ornate jewelry box in your POH during the spec phase of the fight for easier teleports to the Corporeal Beast. Now, to make it possible to kill the Corporeal Beast, we will need to utilize the special attacks of the Dragon Warhammer, Arclight, and the Bandos Godsword. You will need to do 3 specs with the Dragon Warhammer, 20 specs with the Arclight, and 200 damage with the Bandos Godsword. This brings the Corporeal Beast's defense as low as possible, as well as lowers the Corporeal Beast's magic attack. Now that we've talked about everything we need to before the Corporeal Beast fight, let's go ahead and jump in and go for a kill. Now the Corporeal Beast fight does take anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes to complete, so we will be speeding up so you guys won't have to sit through this whole thing. See you at the end. There you have it. We have our solo Corporeal Beast guide for 2021 complete. I really enjoyed making this guide, so please let me know if you guys liked it or if you guys have any suggestions about what I could do to make the guides better. And if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe, or any combination of those, whatever you prefer. It really helps me get these videos out to more viewers. So if you like my stuff, please feel free to again like, subscribe, and comment. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.